you know what? And it really does boil down to that. We saw this with all of these politicians and people thanking truckers, thanking nurses, thanking all of these frontline workers. And then suddenly, when they don't handle the pandemic the exact way they want, they then say, we got to get rid of these people. They're no good now. Suddenly, the people that risked it, especially in the very beginning of the pandemic, when people didn't fully understand the virus, the hospitals absolutely did not know how to treat it. These frontline workers, these people that were essential workers, I should say, they were braving it while people were at home sipping their coffee, being on Zoom, on Zoom meetings. And how do we thank them, Justin Trudeau? We thank them by saying, get vaccinated or else, which makes no scientific sense anymore at this point. Justin Trudeau is still saying that, no, the vaccine is the best way to stop the spread. I think that the science has come out, and there's a lot of consensus amongst not only the pharmaceutical companies who make the vaccines, but also the CDC and even Anthony Fauci and others who've come out saying they're not stopping Omicron. So that is not what you use these for. And by the way, I just want to once again reiterate, when the pharmaceutical companies came out with these vaccines, they never tested it for stopping the spread. That was never part of the clinical trials, and they never made those claims. I don't know where those claims came from. It kind of morphed into that because people wanted to end the pandemic so badly. But Big Pharma always said, to their credit, they always said these vaccines are to prevent severe illness and death, hospitalization, bad outcomes. That's all they've ever claimed. And then it kind of morphed into this, no, these vaccines are like measles and polio and smallpox. If you take them, you won't get it. If you take them, we're going to stop spreading it. Not sure where that came from.
We should go back and look at it, because I remember reading in the media, in just mainstream news reports, they said, nope, the vaccine is, 90-something% successful at preventing transmission of the disease. We should look back and see who those statements were attributed to.
Yeah, right. It would be good to find out who those came from, because I know it didn't come from the big pharma, those companies. They were saying 99% effective against severe outcomes, and they never actually, in the clinical trials, even looked at transmission. They then kind of later said it does seem to prevent transmission, but then the FDA and the Israeli data that came out.
But it wasn't said, later that those claims were made at the beginning. You're saying the pharmaceutical companies weren't making those, but that was asserted. I don't remember who was asserting it. We should look. We should look that up.
Maybe CDC, maybe media. I don't know where they came in with that. But even with against transmission, it does seem to have some effect on the earlier variants, but it's limited and it wore off. And they even, that's why the Israelis went on with the third booster. When it was the other variants and they were just starting to get Delta. So, but the whole thing, look, there's 35 to 50,000 trucks on the road. American truckers are also joining in. Now, remember, those American truckers, in order for them to go into Canada, they are fully vaccinated. This is not an anti-vaccine rally or convoy. This is anti-mandate. They don't want to be forced into anything. They want freedom. They don't want to have to be checked, their papers or tested or all of these things.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
So good luck to these guys. They're making their way to Ottawa, and we'll see, what the outcome of this big protest is. But it is disrupting the supply chain, which is already disrupted. So there might be actual power behind this.
Wow. Well, we'll see.